Did you have a fear that the producers would try to make you pull out just like a lot of your history by pulling in like your ex-husband or bringing up like your old situation with Robbie and stuff like that? Did you have a fear for that?
I knew that they would bring that. And I knew they would, they asked me later if I could bring in Ryan. And that was weird because I had to call him, and when we were at a place in our lives, in our relationship as parents, where we were still trying to figure things out. We had just got a divorce a few years before, so it was a strange place, and it was kind of like, listen, I need you to do this for me. I need you to come on the show. So, I pretty much pulled the card of like, listen, I've been holding it down with the kids, and now I need you to do this, blah, blah.
Right.
And it was a process, and we had to talk because we knew that they may try to edit it however they want to edit it, and which they did, because we talked about a lot more stuff than that. But we talked about it. We were adults about it, and we said, you know what, we're going to be careful. We're not going to fight on camera. We're not going to do none of that. Because at the end of the day, when this show is over, our children are going to have something to look at.
Exactly.
So we tried to be careful about what we said.
They did make him look like he was trying to come back in, though. Like he was thirsty. He'd been missing Mrs. Claudette. That's what it looked like, too.
Right. And I thought the reason that I reacted that way is because I thought he was full of it. I thought that he was just doing that for the cameras. You know what I mean? And because he had never mentioned anything prior to that.
Right.
But after filming the show, then, he was like, no, I was serious and all this. But, that's long over with, and, it's just not going to work out.
That was about to be my question. I was about to ask. So, like, would you even consider even going back there? Going back with Ryan?
I did. I did think about it only because, it's hard when a family breaks up. It's hard. Your kids want daddy, and then you have to get used to, he had a little girlfriend for a little while, and you got to get used to your kids and wonder if she's treating them right and all of that. And I did consider it, but only for my children. And once I realized it was only for my kids, then I was like, no, I can't. Because that wouldn't be, I always love Ryan, and he'll always love me, but it's we had a very long relationship. We've been through a lot together. We traveled the world. We were, all kinds of stuff. And we were also ridiculed for being in our relationship because it wasn't the quote-unquote right way to get into a relationship because we were in a group with my ex, But I felt as though, I don't owe anybody anything. I chose to follow my heart. I was in an abusive situation, and I didn't deserve it. I chose to follow my heart, and that was my husband for 11 years. He was not some guy that I was in a love triangle with, and this is what the big misconception is, that I turned Robbie into an alcoholic. Robbie was an alcoholic before the group even came out, and that was why I left Robbie, because he was an alcoholic. I didn't talk about it because that was something that he struggled with, and I didn't want to put him out there regardless of what he put me through. I forgave him and I moved on with my life. He did not move on. That's why he went on intervention. I moved on. I didn't talk about it. I got married and I had my kids. But I didn't cause him to be an alcoholic. He was that way beforehand. That he was bad for business, too. That was why I left the group, because he was still in the group and he wouldn't show up to shows, and he would cast out in interviews. It was embarrassing, and it wasn't good for money. So it was like, look, okay, like, we can't do this. It's bad for business. I'm not going to be in this no more,
How do you feel when people...
I knew they would ask those questions.
Right. How do you feel when people try to throw... How do you feel when people try to throw Wyclef into what they were calling the triangle? Like, that just made it seem extremely far-fetched.
Yeah, it's funny to me. I don't even acknowledge it. I think it's hilarious. Wyclef was always very respectful. He was good for the most part as a mentor. I learned a lot from him, and so did the guys. So I don't even. That's like a joke to me. Right. First of all, he's like what, 25 years old.
You watching
right.
But no thanks.
Other reality TV shows?
Well,
yeah, I catch them. I don't follow an entire season most of the time, but I catch it every now and then. But I'm a mom, moms don't, you know how it is. Like, if you're a working mom and you barely even get to watch TV, and then when you do get to watch TV, your kids want to watch cartoons. So it's like,
absolutely. Well, I was
seeing it. Some rant with you.
I was seeing if you were able to ever catch any of like the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta drama, like the stuff that Mimi deals with in terms of her child's father and the girl Jocelyn. I was going to ask you, like, has Ryan had any crazy girlfriends that you had to like have them simmer down or tell them to sit down or step out of their place?
Not to that degree, thank God, and hopefully not in the future. So far, actually, I was unaware. He never wanted me to know that he had any girlfriends for some reason. So I never even knew of any of his relationship until I moved in his area. Then it was kind of like, oh. Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. I wasn't mad or anything, but he definitely kept it a secret for a long time because I didn't know until later, and I found out that it had been for a while. So I was like, oh, okay, you kept that one a secret.
Right.
I don't know why, but.
Well, besides R&B Divas, what else are you working on right now that you want to tell us about?
I'm working on an album.
Okay.
And, yes, I'm also exploring some other film opportunity. There's some things that I can't do while the show is still aired with certain networks. So, just kind of waiting that out. And we may be doing another season depending on how well this continues to do.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you. This is very interesting and fun. I feel like I got to know a lot more about you than just Claudette from City Hop, and now she's on R&B Diva.
Right.
What? What happened? Wait a minute. That's like 10 years. What happened? Where's she been?
Right.
Oh, I appreciate it. And
thank you. I appreciate you as well.
All right, and have a great day.